Welcome back to
Yes.
Pokemon Clover, episode 455, where we are issuing a challenge to ourselves, where we will end the series when one of us gets triggered.
I like how they gave that overworld bald guy some like nipples on his sprite.
Yeah.
You whipped them, Kimmy.
Yeah, this is... Do you remember this girl? This is the girl that we left off on when we finished the series last time.
No, I don't remember.
She has a very cute sprite.
I've been playing like several Pokemon games, so it's a bit difficult to remember.
Yeah, you've been like you have like one of those Game Boy cartridges where you can just download a whole bunch of ROM hacks. Yeah, how's that been going for you?
I've been playing a whole bunch of Pokemon Color ROM hacks. And it's Fake Out. What does that one do?
I don't remember. I think
it
did me damage.
Oh, no.
It did me a damage. It didn't do the enemy a damage.
Imagine if there was a Pokemon move that just kills you in one hit. Just kidding. It's explosion.
Literally just it's self-destruct. Yeah. We already know this.
Yeah.
What is the best Pokemon ROM hack of all time, Freako?
The best Pokemon ROM hack that I have ever played was probably Pokemon Brown, which was based on Red. It's really buggy, but it had a re-release in like 2000.
For a second, I thought you were promoting your own Pokemon ROM hack, and then I remembered that's Bronze and not Brown.
Out of all the Pokemon ROM hacks I've played, Pokemon Brown which was like the original.
I thought that said PP Land. A move to make room for Feint Attack. Is Feint Attack any good?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Alright, no. Stop learning Feint Attack? Yes.
But yeah, Pokemon Brown was one of the most
heck is original. Did we name someone PP Land?
Maybe.
Alright.
Anyway, Pokemon Brown was one of the very first full Pokemon ROM hacks.
Yeah.
And I think it is probably like the height of just another Pokemon game theme.
Oh yeah, wasn't that made by the same guy who would go on to do Prism?
Yeah, it's Prism.
Yeah,
Prism was like way too ambitious.
I love it when they push the capabilities of the hardware.
It's
to the
just,
fullest possible extent.
It's too long. It's amazing hack, but I don't want to play it again.
What was it, like 16 gym leaders or something like that?
It's like 20 or something.
20? Good lord. Holy asses.
Because you can go to Kanto and you can go to other regions as well as the main two.
You can go to Kanto in Pokemon Prism.
You can.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I love Kanto.
There's a whole bunch of them.
Is there anything distinctly different about the Kanto in Prism from the Kanto in other versions of the game, or is it just like the exact same layout and everything?
It looks more like Gen 1 than it does Gen 2.
Oh, that kind of
even
defeats...
though it's a Gen 2 hack.
Even that kind of defeats the whole intro where it implies that it's like post-Gen 2.
Yeah, it's kind of a strange choice, because all the graphics just look like Game Boy 1.
Get it together, game designers. You gotta...
What were they thinking?
What were they thinking? No continuity.
I hope
no dick, no balls.
I hope one day AVGN reviews a Pokemon game.
I bet your wet dream is that he reviews a Pokemon ROM hack.
Basically. On a bunch of like new YouTubers that I've discovered, they're new to me, but they've been doing like reviews of like ROM hacks of Pokemon.
Didn't you say that there was one guy who was like had like a whole Team Rocket like, aesthetic, and his whole idea is he reviewed one of your ROM hacks?
Heman Game Station has an amazing discovered channel where he played a character called the Bootleg Rocket Grunt, and he would review bootleg ROM hack cartridges. And I used to get drunk and just watch every single video in order, and just do it over and over, and just sometimes twice at once. It was such good content.
I'm usually very picky when it comes to ROM hacks, but there is a whole world out there of just like interesting ROM hacks. Like there's this Super Mario World one where not only do they change up like the level design, but they add like completely new abilities, like boss fights where like the pixel art is like really epic. They have the giant Bowser and everything. They pull in like music from like other games like Crash Bandicoot and stuff like that. So it's like it's a little bit memey, but also like just generally really cool. Like yeah.
There's a Pokemon, I think it's Pokemon Red ROM hack called Pokemon Grape. And the guy who made it, the guy who made it, English isn't his first language, so he doesn't really know all our culture and stuff. One of the songs for the town theme is California Girl.
Yep, that sounds about right. Pokemon Grape does sound very familiar, though.
He picked it because it just sounded nice, but it's just all California girls.
California girls. Do you remember how many people did like parodies of California Girls like way back in the day?
California boys. California Joy Boys.
The California Joy Boys. I don't want to think about that, but that got dismissed, and I'm not happy about that.
He says as Uniclit is on screen. Super effective. Oh, nice.
It's just absolutely terrifying to me that there are people who have done less crimes that have gotten worse sentences.
Yeah. Like, yeah, wow.
Yeah, I mean, really think about that.
Grass whistle sounds like a dirty thing.
No, it sounds like a joint. You know, the grass whistle. Speed weed.
Yeah, it actually does. Speed weed. I love how that's literally a name that's credited. Speed weed.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a real name. Like, come on.
Let's see. Sending out Flappy Bird. I might have to heal right after this.
Yeah.
What were we talking about before?
We were talking about...
yes.
Yes.
No, I genuinely can't remember. My memory's really bad at the moment.
My ears are burning. I'm not talking about you, Dad. No, my ears are really burning. I wanted to see inside, so I lit a Q-tip.
Sometimes I get a hot ear, and this is to cool it down.
I remember the only time I had an ear infection, I was like I would like fan my hand on my ear, and I would just like cry.
I remember
it was fucking painful.
So there was a brief period of time between, like the holidays between grade 6 and year 12, grade 6 and year 7, where like in between primary school and high school, during that holiday we were getting renovations on the house, so we had to stay in like a, motel, you know the type, for a little while, and so while we were there was a swimming pool. And being a kid, I was just like, oh, yay, a swimming pool. I could just, like, play in the swimming pool all day. Because we didn't have access to the internet. We had to find other ways to, like, entertain ourselves.
Yep.
So, but I remember that particular period of time because I spent so much time in the pool that I got an ear infection.
Oh, God.
And I was supposed to, like, go to school during that week, but I had to be kept, I had to be kept home because... ear infection, and like there was
I had to go to school.
I remember had like nightmares and like fever dreams because that's what happens when you're sick, you know what I mean? And what happened is the cleaning lady wasn't informed that there were people still in the place, so she like walks in on me into the bedroom while I'm having these nightmares. And all she says is like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't know someone was here." And I look at her and I go, "Ah!" Because I think she's like a creature from my nightmares. And she's confused and I'm confused. And she like sprints out of the building. No, it was fine. I'm exaggerating a little bit for the Let's Play.
She's like, Dios mío.
No! It wasn't that bad.
My God.
Me.
Oh God, this kid has been
possessed
by the. She was terrified that she was gonna get a demon in her.
I was terrified. I was the one that was like tossing and turning and having nightmares.
Yeah, I usually toss and turn when I have a nightmare. I toss, then I turn, then I toss again.
Oh man.
That way I can sleep in the middle where the cum is on the sides of the bed, then I can just sleep in the middle.
What's that saying where they're like, oh, this person's probably tossing in their grave? When I was younger, I didn't know what that meant.
Spinning. Yeah.
Yes, I was just like, are they like grave. Jerking off in the coffin? What does that mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you breathe a Pokemon's gas?
One wrong move and you'll kick your grass.
What if Pokemon Purple gas got you really high? Would you huff it?
Do you think that's something that actually... Well, I mean, it's toxic, so I wouldn't know about that, but... Like, in the context of the actual Pokemon universe, I'm pretty sure that it actually is poisonous gas. But it's fun to speculate. It's fun to, like, do these, like, little what-if situations where, like, oh, what if poison Pokemon got you really high?
What if you licked a
Politoed?
And you got really high, dude.
What would happen if you got really high? Jeez, there is so much anti-Semitic shit in this game.
Yeah,
I didn't just realize that. I'm just trying to ignore it.
I didn't understand what it was, but when I saw it, I just assumed it was probably something against that group of people.
Extremely problematic.
The nature of the game. Good lord.
Good lordy lord.
Remember when that person came down out of the spaceship in Melbourne, Australia?
Oh, you're talking about the spaceship incident.
Yeah, I'm talking about Glagnog.
I remember Glagnog. We all remember the night of March 15th.
So, yes, basically, Glagnog came down to Australia, and he told us, he put his index finger up to his alien lips and said...
Well, it's a bit hard to tell which one was his index finger, because he only had 3 fingers.
He had, like, several of them.
Several, yeah.
He had several index fingers.
He had 3 on one hand and several on the other hand.
He was like, don't tell the rest of the world, but aliens are real. And then they had that press conference thing in America. Yeah. So now we're allowed to talk about it.
Oh, yeah. Isn't it fascinating that they literally, like... Well, maybe not literally, but they basically, in, like, not-so-subtle terms, were just like, oh, yeah, aliens are real. And then everyone else was just like, yeah, we don't care about that. We just want affordable housing. Like, who cares about aliens?
Does that help us? I can't put a roof over my fucking head. You're telling me the spaceman is, like, going... Blomp, blank, blomp, blank.
Blomp, blank, blomp, blank. Damn it. Do I have to grind? I think I'm gonna have to grind.
Bump and grind.
Bumpin'.
Bumpin'. Here's the bumpin'.
Bumpin' makes me feel good. You
know what bumpin' means, right?
It means having sex.
No, it means... Oh, yes, but also, like, snorting cocaine.
Oh, right. Isn't it funny how, like, sometimes things that we say can sometimes mean other things? Isn't that just hilarious?
It's like if I said, kill Mitchell sucks.
The Bart,
But I really mean, Mitchell makes me happy.
I hope I make you happy.
If it makes you happy. What's your favorite color? Is it blue?
Blue. Yeah. I mean,
really,
yeah.
Mine used to be red, but now it's kind of like blue.
I used to like say cyan or like you know, one of the more complicated words that just means blue
Cyan
to
later.
try and sound interest.
Interesting. It's like if I said, it's like when Bender describes his color as fog hat gray.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fog hat gray. Then you got Golden Bender, who just flipped a coin for their color.
What was the thing? I legitimately can't remember. What was the thing like right before we started recording where I was like, "Hey, that's funny. We should talk about that."
I was trying to remember.
I was trying to remember it too, and I can't remember. I literally don't remember. This sucks.
It's crazy how memory works.
I hate having a terrible memory. I literally will be like a Sim from The Sims 1, where I'll walk into a room with the explicit intention of doing a thing, and then I'll stand there and be like, "What am I doing? What was the thing that I was literally, like, planning on doing?" And then I'll walk back into my room and then be like, "Oh, I remember." And then I'll walk back out into the kitchen and be like, "Shit."
That happens to me when I make video games. I'm like, "Oh, I want to add that feature." So I open the scene and I'm just like, "Why did I open this?" And then I have to, like, play the game for like a couple of minutes and then I'm like, "Oh, that's right."
Well, you know what Jesus
said?
Very
silly. He said, "What would Geppetto do?"
He said, "All of the trolls and epic lols will not last forever."
Did you see the new Brown Electrons video?
Brown Electron. Oh, you mean the guy who does the Bimmy and Jimmy shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he put up a new one and it was a Chris Chandler.
Oh, no kidding.
You have been trolled.
You have been trolled.
Bootsy and Kyle Justin are still here. You have been trolled.
Should have gotten some more Pokemon.
He commented on my AVGN YouTube poop.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah.
No kidding. That poop was amazing. I'm so glad that you like put it out in some form finally.
Yeah. I'm very proud of that one. I watched it like 6 times in a row and I just kept fucking laughing. I'm just like, this can't stay lost media.
Yeah! Well, I mean, I guess it counts as lost media, but it's like, it's sort of personal lost media, like no one would have actively been looking for it. Do you think?
Yeah,
do you think that
I don't think.
The Wiggles are technically an idol group? I mean, I think they fit the definition. Pretty hands down.
What's the definition?
A group of people with colorful outfits that like to sing and dance.
Yeah, that's the Wiggles.
I genuinely don't know.
I heard they like to wiggle.
I just really want to piss off like all the K-pop stans by like creating like one of those dance cam reaction images, but it's the Wiggles instead. You know the dance cams?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a funny one. Did you know Keemstar of Drama Alert made like an anti-K-pop video? And like it was him like doing this like cringy music video about how much he hates K-pop. And then he's like, "Oh, all the Keemstar fans share this like dance cam," and then he does this like really stupid dance, and he expected it to like become this like really big meme, but everyone hated it, and the video got like disliked so hard, and he just took it down. He's just like, "Man, this didn't work the way that I hoped." And fun fact, he filmed that while he was in Australia.
Wow. Wow, was that like years ago?
Yeah, this a couple years ago. He did like literally right before COVID hit, he did like a meetup in Melbourne. And
yeah, I think I remember that, and I was just like, why would anyone want to see Keeps? But there are a lot of people who would want to, because
for the meme, for the shit,
like him.
Shit post.
I like the meme where it's like a random thing, and then it's like Keemstar like screaming and throwing his keyboard. Yeah. Like a jump scare or something, and it's just like,
no! This sucks! I hate it.
I'd say get the 19 level of Pokemon up to like level at least 21 or something. Are you drinking coffee?
Yeah, I decided to get a decaf. I love how neither of us could remember like the thing we were literally talking about 5 seconds ago.
And when we stopped talking about it, I started to think, wow, I should remember that because Mitchell might forget.
Yeah.
And look what happened.
Yeah. We're both laughing really hard about it. I hate it when that happens. It happens every single recording session where we're only authentic and funny right before the recording starts, and then when we start recording, we don't say anything. Everything just fades away from our mind brains.
It's just like a complete wipe and a fresh start. It's like what?
It's like Will Smith pulled out the neutralizer and was like, "Look over here." Click.
It's like Will Smith pulled out the backhand slap.
Will he Smith? How can she slap? How can she slap?
How can she slap? I both feel for that guy and at the same time it's just like,
yeah,
no one is in the right here.
yeah. How can she slap?
How can she slap? Like it was just an instant reaction. Like he just gets slapped and like immediately he's just like, what?
Yeah, I love how
God.
I love the trend of like really poorly done Indian covers of English songs where it's like I mean I don't want to imitate it, but they'll do like na 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 na. Light it up like dynamite. Stuff like that. It's like my favorite. My favorite subgenre of music is that.
I want to hear Earnage Prank's Rakesh sing.
Rakesh?
Yeah, Rakesh is his Indian character.
Yeah.
I want to hear him sing Radioactive. I don't know, I picked the song. I just picked the random one. I love the Weird Al version so much.
Of Radioactive?
Yeah. He's covered in cheater dust. Would you want to get spanked by a snake?
Not particularly. I mean, I wouldn't want to be anywhere near a snake, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, I was near a snake once. I took a photo with it with a Game Boy camera.
I was near a snake once.
I was in a thing once.
I lived in a Pepsi bottle once. I literally, one of the first conventions that I went to in like 2008 or 9 or whatever, when the Nostalgia Critic was really popping off, there was a guy cosplaying as Bum Reviews.
That's pretty epic, not gonna lie.
Oh shit, there's been a rare candy this whole time. Wait, can you clone? Is there like a trick to like clone items in Pokemon Clover?
I have no idea. Zero idea.
Right, well.
Earlier today, I was reminiscing about when that guy with the glasses.com was like in its like prime.
Yeah.
Like I would just go there multiple times a day and just watch the new reviews and shit. And it was magical.
It was genuinely a good dynamic. Like there was a new upload from someone every single day. You know, you could cycle through like all your favorite content creators in one place, and they all made similar types of content. It was genuinely like a well thought out system. And I'm surprised that there aren't like groups like that anymore.
I would even watch Linkara atop the fourth wall.
Yeah.
And then he would go and block me despite me never, ever contacting him.
Well, you know, that happens sometimes. Yeah. People are allowed to curate their own social media experience to their liking.
Did I tell you exactly how it happened?
Yes, multiple times. Someone tagged you.
Did I say?
Yes, you said it multiple times.
You're Linkara
saying I'm a filthy cock slut, and then someone else tagged you.
It was just.
What?
It wasn't the cock slut. It was just him going.
What?
You learned your lesson.
Wait, is that the one?
Yeah, I just posted a picture of that. And
it doesn't matter either way. You've said this story multiple times on Game and Chat. Do you have any other stories?
It's just my only claim to fame is being blocked by a filthy cockspot.
Yeah, your lame claim to fame. Nagara's not even really that bad. He gets so much undeserved hate.
Remember when Weird Al played that live? Oh, that was so good.
We had such a good time. Do you remember when we both really... Do you remember before the Weird Al concert, we were both just like wandering around the city? And like I look over at you and I was just like, look, Casey, this might be like a strange thing to say, but do you want to go to this concert sober? And he was like,
I was just about to say the same thing.
Casey was like, I was literally just about to say the same thing. And we knew at that moment that we were going to be buddies for life.
No, we knew that much earlier.
Yeah.
When we both met up with that other friend, and then we were like, wow.
Oh, that weird guy.
Quite cool.
That homeless man. He did win a lot of bum fights.
He did. Did you have a friend when you were growing up who was like, haha, bum fights, haha, that's so funny? I did.
I never really understood the appeal of like those videotapes like Girls Gone Wild, because it's like the internet was free, right?
Yeah. Like why would you... Yeah, I never understood like buying DVDs stuff of that when the internet came around.
And usually the stuff on the internet
I'm pretty sure I told the story. I'm pretty sure I told the story of how my best friend in school, his parents' bed, underneath it was just nothing but VHS porn. It was crazy. Like, they were into some freaky shit, man.
Oh, yeah. Lonely space fictions.
Yeah. God, Rugrats, what are you doing?
Yeah. There was a couple of really interesting bits in the new Rugrats where like in the new Rugrats, Stuart is like Stu is like a gamer because they had to like age everyone. They had to like move the timeline forward so that all the grown-ups are like, you know, millennials.
But what about all grown up? Did that not happen?
Well, it's a reboot, so like I guess no. In fact, like Dill and Kimmy and all that other stuff, that like they are introduced in a completely different way from how they were in the original.
One of my favorite little like meme images is a couple screenshots from Rugrats all grown up, and Tommy is like, I'm gonna eat ice cream and watch sad movies all day because I got broken up with. And the caption is just, you're 12.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God. That's not all grown up at all.
No.
What a lie.
I mean, it's
they should be more. They should clarify.
It's supposed to take place like a decade after the original Rugrats, so that's pretty grown up. I mean, he's got his first pube. That counts as growing up.
Comparatively, I guess.
Yeah.
We really called this guy Pee-Pee Land.
Yeah. Don't you remember? I don't even know why we got him.
Anything. Yeah, I don't remember any of these Pokemon because it's so far in between PlayStation that I just don't regain any visual information.
Do you remember David After Dentist?
I do remember David After Dentist.
And then someone made a parody version that was like David After Drinking. I don't remember anything. Do I still have the kids? No, your ex-wife won that custody battle.
Sounds great.
Why'd you have to leave me, bitch? Why'd you have to take the kids? Please just let me see them on Christmas. I don't know why, just the idea of the pathetic divorced dad is just like a really funny concept.
I was listening to music today, and then like Rental Floss just came into the playlist, and I'm just like,
yes, the man who made Pong with lyrics.
It's
Mr. Clean. I mean, he seems he seems like he takes care of his hygiene. I do not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad nickname.
Seems like a cool guy.
He seems like an alright dude. Seems like a chill guy.
I remember when they had him as a guest on Video Games Awesome, and while he was on the couch, while he was on the couch with all the others, Fraser pulled out a tweet that said, "I don't like those awesome video game guys. Ow! They kind of freak me out."
All right, this game's cheating. This guy has been on 1 HP, or like very, very small amount of HP for the majority, like the last 3 turns. He should be dead. I attacked him 3 times. He should be dead.
Ugh. Maybe it missed and you just didn't notice.
No, it definitely hit. It 1,000,000% hit.
All right. But yeah, and he it was a very funny moment.
Yeah.
Just basically his reason for not liking awesome video games is he thought they were like devout, like hardcore Christians trying to make a gaming show.
What? Excuse me?
Like,
I do not understand that at all.
He thought the characters were the people, basically. That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people seem to do.
Just like how people thought that the angry video game nerd was legitimately that, like he had real anger issues, like legitimately concerning anger issues.
I heard a radio clip where they talked about AVGN in the early days.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Wow, this guy looks like he lives in his basement." I mean, that's not far off, but he did the show in the basement. But...
That reminds me of like what was his name? Patton Olson or something like that. He like a famous actor and comedian. When during like the highly politically tense 2016 like era, when the Ghostbusters all-female remake came out, and James Rolfe was just like, "I'm not gonna watch it." It's like, oh wow, this guy seems really pathetic. I'm surprised he has a wedding ring with his like Star Trek 5 in the background. Like, I trust this guy's opinion about movies. Jesus.
It's like, and he just doesn't say anything about it. He's just like, He said, "I was too busy. I was like taking care of my kids." Because all his time goes to his children, which you gotta respect.
Absolutely.
What one wants to do with that time.
Absolutely.
But some people like make fun of him for not being exactly like he used to be, and I find that funny. But at the same time, it's kind of like I can't be.
Do I have an EXP share? There's got to be like something like that, surely.
Probably not at this point.
This sucks. I feel like there was one time where I wanted to try like Pokemon Fire Red when I was younger. I didn't have like a Game Boy Advance, but I like tried it on the emulator, and I was like stuck for hours like grinding up Pokemon in Cerulean City because like none of them were powerful enough to go up against Misty, and like but I wasn't like getting enough EXP to like get to where I wanted to go in a timely fashion. I'm like, this is just what RPGs are, and it sucks, and it's not fun. Like, nothing about it is fun.
When I made my games, I made it so the grinding was, like, not as intensive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why they introduced things like EXP
the levels went up slower.
Yeah. Wonder if we should try Radical Red. Because everyone's been saying that's like the definitive version of like... It's like Fire Red, but like... Radical! It's like a bunch of quality of life improvements, new storylines, Pokemon from later games, and also like Pokemon evolutions from later games. Just a whole bunch of like... People are saying it's like the definitive version of Fire Red. But I want to try like... I want to try something new and interesting, you know what I mean? Like, not just custom Pokemon. The reason I picked this game is because I thought, hey, we're guys that like internet memes. We like shit posting kind of stuff, and this is supposed to be like a parody of a Pokemon game. So I thought maybe it'd be a little bit funny. A little bit funny. Funny guys.
Are you a funny guy?
I like to think so.
I'm a cool guy.
I'm a cool guy. I have a jacket. I got a leather jacket. I jumped over a shark.
Did you know the amount of zips on your leather jacket determines how cool you are?
I knew that.
And you can get up to a theoretical level of infinite zip density. If you do everything right.
I mean, your destiny.
Dense. You're so dense to me. I mean, you're my destiny.
Imagine if George McFly just walked up to Lorraine and was just like, "You're so dense to me." What did you just say?
You're my.
You're so dense to me. Biff, get him! Claw his eyes out! Biff is my boyfriend now. And then Marty just like, instead of fading out of existence, he becomes slightly more like Biff.
He just turns into a little bitch boy that gets spanked by Biff.
What? No, I'm implying that like Lorraine ends up with Biff and Marty turns into like half of a Biff instead of half of a George McFly.
Yeah. And no, I just imagine a future where Biff was just in power again, but he was like Bowser.
What, he just starts breathing fire? Like, Marty McFly has to, like, run across, like, the Biff building and, like, get an axe on the other side.
Marty turns into a little plumber boy and he has to jump on bootleg Goombas.
I
Why aren't you jumping at me?
Isn't that literally what the game was? What were those,
yes,
like...
that's what I was saying.
In the NES, like Back to the Future 2 game, yeah. Like, what are those supposed to even represent? Because, obviously, that wasn't based on anything from the movie. I'm not a stickler for, like, you know, authenticity.
Wow, there's the DeLorean. Remember that from the movie?
I'm not, like, a stickler for, like, authenticity in old NES games based on films, but, like, there's gotta be, like... There needs to be, like, some correlation. It doesn't make sense for Goombas to just exist in, like, 1985.
I have a bone to pick with one of AVGN's lines.
Yeah?
Which was,
what's that?
What was it again? Oh, fuck. Ah!
It's okay, it'll come back to you.
What were we just talking about?
We did it again! We literally did it again! Why does this keep happening to us?
Hang on, it was something to do with AVGN.
Yeah, well, I was talking about Back to the Future 2.
Oh, yeah. He says, the only problem with the DeLorean is it always puts you in the opposite direction where you want to go. And I'm just thinking the whole time, yeah, that's how checkpoints work. It doesn't put you ahead more and more.
Yeah.
That would be an exploit.
That would defeat the purpose, yeah. That would be like Mario Kart shit, where you like fall off the map in the middle and then end up at the end.
Mm-hmm. And people do that with funny tricks.
Man, people get like super into speedrunning. Like, I'm kind of like 50-50 on it, where I'll watch a history of a speedrun video and be like, oh, that's kind of interesting. But like, some people get like really obsessive over like game mechanics and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I'm like, good for them kind of thing, but also like, I really can't get into that headspace where I'm like, wow, people spend hours on this. And I'm glad that it's like put into an abridged format where I can consume it in like a 30-minute video. You know what I mean? Because I could never do that.
Playing games is a bit of a chore these days when I get the fun I get is making them now.
I mean, generally speaking, I find gaming to be a little bit of a chore, which kind of should be the opposite of... like, both creating YouTube videos and playing a video game should be things that elicit excitement in me and not have to feel like a chore. And I don't blame the, like, you know... I don't blame the game itself for that. It's just... You can't afford to be, like, as loosey-goosey with the things that you play these days. You gotta be very picky. You know what I mean? Like, am I making sense? Oh, we do have an EXP share. What the heck?
We do?
Yeah, because like
it
leveled up the other guy. Unless I'm mistaken.
Switch Pokemon?
Maybe I did. I don't know.
Yeah, because if you switch them, then yeah.
That makes sense. Remember when it wouldn't let you use more than 2 items per battle? So you have to be selective.
Awful.
Yeah.
That's just awful. I can't accept bullshit like that. Like, there are some people who get their enjoyment out of the battles, and that's not me. I like to explore, talk to people, experience the story. Okay. The battles are the non-fun part for me, but that's just me. Yeah.
Well, why? Like, literally, a Pokemon game is like 80% battles. So why would you play Pokemon games?
Because the exploring is a reward after getting through the battles.
Yeah, I guess so. It's kind of interesting when you think about it, because like I remember playing Half-Life 2 for the first time, and I got into the game and I'm just like, oh, this intro bit where you talk, like the characters are talking to you and you're like, the story's happening, that's really interesting. And then I had to like run and shoot through a bunch of like soldier guys, and I'm like, wow, this is like kind of like I'm a little bit scared right now. I'm not enjoying myself as much because it's a little bit like heart pounding, you know what I mean? And then it got back to like a quiet bit where like I'm talking to an NPC in like this underground area, and I'm like, more of this, please. More of the talking simulator stuff.
My first experience with Half-Life 2 was there was the long intro section where you talk to people.
Yeah. Are you talking about Half-Life 1?
No, 2. More talking to people, a bunch more talking to people, and I was like, where's the game here? And I gave up.
Oh, really? You didn't even get to shoot your first Combine?
I think I did get to that part, but then it went back to talking. So I was like, oh, so this game is 80% talking to things. But it's not. You have to get through that first part, and then everything else is like gameplay.
It's like a prologue, basically.
But I misjudged it. I just thought it was just a little walking simulator.
Haircutter. I may as well. What is this? Power 60. Get rid of acid. I don't care. 1, 2, and what did you just say to me? What did you just call me?
Is that a reference to something?
No, I made that up. It's all me, baby. Completely original.
That's pretty funny, actually.
I love that bit in Scott Pilgrim where it's like, what's that from? And she's like, really insistent, like, my brain!
Brain. What's a brain?
Oh, check this out. This is new. There's cum everywhere. What? How much do you want to bet that that's what the joke is? Like, we're gonna get to this town and it's gonna be like, hey, there's cum like everywhere.
Kumaville.
Yeah, it's gonna be called Kuma City or something.